Welcome to the Tortoise, a simple 2x2 expansion that can be built without the need for core bunkers. It comes with a range of great shooting floor angles without complicated build-outs that can be retaken by many angles. A spacious peak down area can be utilised alongside ramp peaks that offer both compound and roof peaks in one. These also serve as a turret pod area and mountain roof peaks from above. The roof comes with a unique pyramid honeycomb that can be used to gain all angles throughout the shooting floor. Additionally, the base comes with 4 flank passageways equipped with both Patrico and breach peaks to retake control in a raid. Multiple bedrooms throughout the gatehouses and honeycomb come with low wall peaks to cover the compound area alongside the 4 turret pods. Pairing all of these great features with a spacious core shell 2x2 with multiple split loot rooms and a cozy starter core, the Tortoise might be the base for you. I would like to quickly thank all of the new viewers. The support recently has been amazing. If you are new, feel free to join the Discord community down below in the description. Starting off the tour, we have these 2 low wall ramp peaks that we can access from our gatehouses to cover the outside of the compound. Here is our standard disconnectable TC. It can be disconnected and reconnected as shown. Inside each of the 4 gatehouses there is space for a respawn point. Here is the upkeep of each external TC. There are 4 of them on this base. We enter the base through this simple single door airlock using this double door. This can allow you to check outside your compound before you advance. And here are some low wall peaks that you can use to gain some decent angles outside the compound. Here there is space for some locker kits and a respawn point on each of the 4 sides. Here we can gain some decent angles into the compound in case of a breach. There is enough space in the compound for large furnaces or a mini farm area. This can be replaced with other deployables. On each of the 4 sides between the gatehouse and the main base there is a wide gap that you can use to clear the other side of the compound. Entering one of the 4 main entrances into the base, here we find one of our main respawn points. Behind this locker there is a hidden doorway for your battery as well as some loot storage. Once again we have another ramp low wall peak that we can use to look outside the compound in case of a breach. Jumping up into one of our 4 main passageways to the shooting floor, we can use these Patrico peaks on each side to watch the compound in case of a breach, as well as some breach peaks into the core area of our 2x2 shell. This also acts as an area where we can access our turret. On each of the 4 sides, these passageways do lead up to the shooting floor. I will show this later. Now we enter our shell of our 2x2. This area is covered by 4 turrets, 1 on each side. On 2 of the sides there is a wall, on the other 2 there are entrances. This will reduce the chance of a successful door raid. Now we enter our starter core of our 2x2. This is simply airlocked using a double door. There is space for many deployables such as furnaces, your level 3 workbench and some loot room. Using a low wall on the right hand side we can use this to cover for door raids early into the wipe. Here is the upkeep of the main TC. Due to the 4 externals on this base, the TC only serves as a storage box in this case. Moving up to the 2nd floor, we have space for many deployables including a repair bench, lots of electric furnaces, your secondary battery, as well as a research table area. On the 3rd floor we have our main loot room area. You can move the TC to this 3rd floor if you would prefer. Once again we have more storage space above the jump up. We now enter the shell 2x2 area with our peak downs that is very spacious for increased mobility. These can be used to clear your inner 2x2 shell, as well as watch any breaches. On each of the 4 sides we have these ramp peaks. These can gain some great headcut angles to fit the crouching meta. These can be used to great effect for vertical angles as well as long range angles. These also serve as our peaks to clear the roof above. And this is repeated on all 4 sides. In the remaining areas of the shooting floor we have these 4 retake areas as well as our main peaks. As previously shown, this is where our passageways come up to the shooting floor. This actually acts as an airlocked area. If these 2 garage doors are closed, no one can advance without destroying the staircase or the garage door. These triangle roof peaks allow us to get some great vertical angles down into the compound, almost serving as a simplified wide gap. This staircase can be used to gain some great angles into and outside the compound, as well as a one-way raid base peak, which I used in one of my previous solo base builds. These triangle ramps can be used to retake the shooting floor and the inner shell peak downs. You can in fact crouch on these to fit the crouching meta. By jumping up to this garage door area, we have both access to our roof as well as an area that we can defend one of the sides of the base from almost entirely. Moving up to the roof, this is protected by 4 turrets, one on each side. These are protected by chain link. By crouching on this pyramid honeycomb area, we can gain a range of angles throughout the shooting floor. This can be used to achieve the crouching meta for longer angles. We can also use these triangle roof peaks to shoot through into our shooting floor, as well as gain some decent vertical angles into the compound. As previously mentioned, the turrets are covered by chain link. On each of the 4 sides we have these vending machine areas. These can be replaced with windows if you would prefer, as well as space for 4 windmills. On each of the 4 gatehouses we have these turret pods added on top. This is where we have turrets to watch the compound in case of a breach, or to watch back into the base in case of a pummel raid. There is also space for some SAM sites on top of these pods. Starting off the build, you want to place down this 2x2 in this configuration. I would advise you getting down this starter core as early as possible, including the half wall and low wall to watch a door raid. You can place a wooden floor here if you do not have the materials to do this jump up, but for the sake of the build video I will complete it. Make sure the double door is facing outwards to create the airlock. This is what your starter core should look like. Now we will expand the second floor. Make sure to add a half-height floor here for extra storage. This is where our main loot room will be. You can in fact replace the TC up here if you would like at this stage. Now we will complete our shell. On each of the 4 sides you want to place this triangle foundation. On the side of your entrance you want to place a full wall here. On the opposite side you also want to place a wall, and then on the remaining 2 sides you can place a double door frame. With symmetry on, we will complete the shell. This is what the foundation layout should look like. Now we will simply honeycomb this shell area. Make sure to add a window frame in this middle spot above the garage door and 4 walls that we placed earlier. Now you can honeycomb the shell. I would like to note that 4-way symmetry is still on, and you need to expand it like this on all 4 sides. On this final triangle foundation, make sure to place 2 half-height walls as well as low walls. Now you can place these frames, making sure to upgrade the middle one, wall in the top, and then you can add a half-height jump up. The order of placement of this next stage is quite important. You can add the half-height shelves at this stage like so. You can place these window frames now if you would like, or you can do it in this order. Make sure to place the 2 frames on the left and the right. These will need to be upgraded to metal for it to work. Place half-height floors here and then you can upgrade it to metal, making sure to place a low wall on top. You can then add window frames on each side and then these double door frames. Then place a square frame on top of these. At this stage you must add these garage doors, otherwise you will not be able to place them later if you have already placed the triangle roofs. On the lower part you can add a low wall and then place a roof triangle above. I would strongly recommend upgrading this to the container skin. This will allow you to crouch on it easier. And of course repeat this on the other side. You can add a window in the inside and then upgrade it to metal. Then of course add the window embrasures like so. I would also advise adding a ramp here to achieve better angles. You can add embrasures here, making sure that all of them face inwards. Then place the staircase like so. I would strongly recommend upgrading this roof ramp to vanilla metal skin or high quality metal to achieve the one way. On this remaining side we will add our roof ramps. Once again I do recommend upgrading these roof ramps to the container skin. On this remaining square it will simply be honeycomb. Make sure to add double door frames here. Then place 2 half walls and window frames on top to complete the ramp peaks. Now seal in the shooting floor area by placing these low walls and ramps. You should place square ramps on top of these frames here. This will properly seal in the protection for our turret pods. Make sure to add frames here and add garage doors to separate your shooting floor. Make sure the rollers face inwards, this will allow you to close them from the inside of your 2x2. Then below these garage doors you can add chain link to place your turret pods. You can access these turrets from the window behind by taking off the embrasure. Now we will complete our roof. Make sure to upgrade these low walls to metal before you place the square ramps. These ramps will have to be a different grade to metal. This will only work with either placing stone or high quality metal. Now you can add airlocks to the roof on all 4 sides. As previously mentioned, these vending machine spots can be replaced with windows if you prefer. This is what the base should look like without the externals. Now we will do our externals. Build out by 3 triangles and then 2 squares. Of course, in a live server this will be done with twig. Cap off with a triangle and then delete the original build out. Come back with 1 half moon, then place another triangle. Then you can delete the original half moon. You can upgrade these foundations as these are permanent. Now expand like so. It is vital on this triangle foundation that you do place half walls and low walls. This will create the correct stability for the disconnectable TC. Now we will connect this to our actual TC. Build out by 1 half moon, then place 1 square. Then you can place your final 3 triangles for your disconnectable TC. Make sure to place the 2 half height walls to make sure the disconnectable works. Now you can build out by 1 square and then the remaining 2 triangles. You can in fact connect on both sides if you would like, the disconnectable will still work. Now we will do our turret pods. Expand by 1 half height wall, followed by a frame and triangle floor. Then expand the other side with frames. Then add chain link to protect the turret. That is now the gatehouse finished. We will now do our compound. I would recommend placing the walls either side of the gatehouses first to improve placement. You can optionally expand by placing these 2 square foundations for a mini farm area. This is pretty much the base complete. I will now run through some deployables followed by upgrades. If you haven't already added the shelf inside the doorway, you can add it like so. I would recommend placing ceiling materials inside these boxes in case of a raid. Sometimes the box placement will be awkward due to the double door. These small boxes alongside the campfire will allow you to crouch into the base easily. I would recommend upgrading these foundations to high quality metal. Now for some recommended upgrades. And that completes the build. If you did make it to the end, please consider subscribing down below, it is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching.